Jill Lawler, Lawler. Welcome. Wow. You often hear the term read a room, and you can find out what's going on. I walked in here tonight, absent to any students or any landlords. I read the room. It was a done deal. They didn't need to come out on this cold night. That's a shame. Then the second thing happened. I don't know if anybody else likes the Babylon Bee, but I love the Babylon Bee. It's great political satire. That's the Babylon Bee. That's political satire, Alex. You are laughing at faces in the crowd, and we're not laughing back at you. That is something that is just so ridiculous. And I also have to add, wow, they're all white, middle-class people. I had a very different set of things to talk about tonight, but I think I'm just going to go through and talk about the things that you didn't talk about. We also learned immediately that you'd made up your minds about this, right? Donna was the only name on the agenda item, so we knew where Donna stood. But before the public had a chance to speak, both the council president and Ryan both said their opinion, that they're moving this to 5. You didn't want to listen to us. I don't want to debate you, Alex.
No, I just want to make it clear that Councilor Torrealdi and I put this on, not Councilor McNally.
But her name's on the motion.
It shouldn't be.
It's on the motion. If you look at it, her is the only name on the motion.
I don't believe it's on the motion. It should be.
I'll take the time for the clerk to look at that and check the facts for me. Donna's name is the only name.
That's a mistake. That she did not sponsor this with me.
Well, that's what the public has seen. She's
Okay.
the only name on it.
Thank you.
So the fact that you guys
was a
spoke
mistake.
and came to a conclusion, that's really sad. You didn't even bother to wait for the public to speak. I find that the fact that you're going back and bringing up Tim Haxton's counsel really laughable. You're going back to when the 3 student was first talked about. You're skipping the most recent past, the last 3 councils. The prior 3 town councils went after the 3 student ordinance, and it has been very popular. And what happened? The first town council I was a member of, it was during Zoom, when we first had to learn the Zoom meetings. And a virtual hand was left up, and the landlords groups came and they sued the town. And yes, it was saying, okay, yep, there was a virtual hand up, so have to have down that law. The next council came in again, went after something that's very popular in the town. Again, as spoken so many times tonight so well, no one is against the students. It's just that there are too many. The balance is off. So the next council wanted to try to right the ship, went in and brought the motion ahead. Unfortunately, they made a procedural error. They didn't send it to the planning board. So yet again, the landlord associations dove at the opportunity to bring the town of Narragansett to court to try to make sure that they could protect their interests, the multi-million dollars that they make every single year, and they won. Procedural error trumped it. So then comes the last council. And the last council, we got it right. I actually made the town sergeant get up that night and go through every single row to make sure everybody in the audience had the opportunity to speak either for or against the ordinance. We made sure we checked every single box. And guess what? We passed it. And it hasn't been challenged. Nor has the Providence 3 student ordinance been challenged. You just had Attorney Pearson come up and tell you, this is good law. Taft Carter, Judge Taft Carter, who never rules for the town of Narragansett, she actually said that these ordinances are separate, standalone, and can be both enforced. So a while back, maybe a few months ago, you changed the unrelated to 5 unrelated. And you tried to tell us, again, nobody's buying it, nobody's buying anything you're saying. You're trying to tell us that that is for affordable housing, right? So I'd like to ask you, and I know that you don't have the information, I'm sure, but since you've passed the 5 unrelated, how many homes, year-round homes in Narragansett, have turned over to be rented to 5 unrelated people year-round? I bet the answer is close to none. Because this law that you're passing has nothing to do with affordable housing. It has to do with some premise that each of you feel that you need to protect the University of Rhode Island student residents and make them have our houses become their resident halls. Why is it? There's all sorts of theories going on about what's in your mind of each of you. But it's not making the town better, it's making landlords more profitable. More importantly, it's also pushing through the agenda of the State House. And God knows you guys must have really long hands from carrying the water every single meeting here of the Speaker of the House to get these laws through. But we're all witnessing what's happening with state reps and state senators. They're being primaried. A lot of them are trying to dial back a little bit and step away from these laws because they're overacting. I must say that we have to thank Councilman Gleason, who was here tonight, because Councilman Gleason from Portsmouth has done more to protect the town of Narragansett residents than any one of you has. I do have to say that I'm grateful that Mr. Durkin did recuse himself from this vote because he certainly has a lot to stand, so good for him for doing the right thing. But don't pass this. Don't pass it tonight. You don't need to. If your goal was to make sure that you followed every single directive from the town, from the State House, from the Speaker of the House, all of those zoning changes, you've already done that. The State House is not telling you to touch this 3 student at all. So this is on all of you. And Alex, I find it incredibly difficult, especially with you, who was on the school committee not once but 2 terms. So this council could conceivably be the beginning of the end of the Narragansett school systems, because we are overpricing our houses here, and they're not going to be done for families. I mean, Brian and Jason and Alex, your friends that you went to high school with, they're not going to be able to afford houses here. They'll be waiting to inherit their parents' homes. There's no one that's going to get a key to this. The keys to these houses that are overturned are going to landlords, out-of-state landlords, to make money. So at some point in time, you're going to face a big challenge that we just don't need to have the schools. Who wants to do that? You're pushing the town into it by having the landlords be aggressively running this town. So shame on you guys for doing it. But I do appreciate the joke, the Babylon Bee, because anybody who woke up this morning probably is feeling pretty bad about what's going on in the world today. So thank you for the levity.
Thank you. Mr. Pugh?
Council President.